Welcome to the LA Insider, the podcast that takes you inside the neighborhoods of Los Angeles through the voices of the people shaping them. I'm your host, Jason Anderson, a real estate agent in LA and your guide to the stories behind the city. Each week I sit down with local entrepreneurs, community leaders, and business owners to uncover what makes their corner of LA special, from hidden gems to big ideas and neighborhood-changing insights. We'll also explore the path to success that brought each of my guests to where they are today, their challenges, wins, and the lessons they've learned along the way. Whether you're exploring where to live, grow a business, or just want to understand the real LA, this show is for you. Let's dive in.
Welcome back to the LA Insider. Today we're spotlighting another incredible person who's making a real impact in her industry. Let's dive into her story. Today we have Kaaren Hall. She's the founder and CEO of uDirect IRA Services, or do we say IRA or IRA?
IRA.
IRA Services.
It's an acronym, so yeah.
Yeah. A leading self-directed IRA provider since 2009. With over 20 years in real estate, lending, and property management, she has helped thousands invest in alternative assets like real estate and private lending. Kaaren is also the author of Self-Directed IRA Investing, A BiggerPockets Guide, and she's also a featured speaker at BiggerPockets BPCON events, which of course we all know BiggerPockets is the best group to be in if you're looking at real estate investing. Kaaren, can you tell us a little bit? So when is the next BiggerPockets event?
Well, we just had one, just last month it was in Las Vegas. It was fabulous. 2026, it will be in Orlando. So it was Vegas this year, Orlando next year.
Okay, I prefer Vegas.
Yeah. It's closer for us, right?
Yeah, totally. So let's start off with your personal story. So what led you to create uDirect IRA Services or IRA Services?
Yeah.
And how did you become a national authority on self-directed retirement investing?
Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight, does it? It's a long, long road, but to be succinct here, I got into the real estate space in my 20s as a property manager and as a real estate agent and did that for a while. Then as time passed, I went into mortgage loan servicing and then spent more years in mortgage origination, residential origination. And then at the big mortgage meltdown, we weren't making loans, were we, for a while. And so I needed to find like just a job, something to do. And I was hired by a self-directed IRA company and as a salesperson to open these accounts. So I did that for a couple years. And then I left and opened uDirect IRA Services in 2009. So I just spanned a lot of years, but that's the path. I like to joke that I dreamed of self-directing IRAs when I was a little girl, but that's obviously not true. And it's not a path that you would normally head to, but everything that I've done in the past is the perfect foundation for what I do now.
Well, it's amazing that you started a business in 2009, which was the heart of the recession.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it was the perfect time for self-directed IRAs because when you were investing in real estate and you needed capital to do that, you couldn't get it from banks. Banks were not as generous lending in real estate during the mortgage meltdown, right? So that is when the investor industries, like, where can we find this money? Wow, self-directed IRAs, something that seemed brand new to everybody. But this year, self-directed IRAs are 50 years old. Wow. But in 2009, everyone thought, what is this new thing I never heard of that's been around forever? And so I was an industry expert when nobody knew about it. So it was just really the perfect storm to start uDirect and become an industry expert. Because nobody else knew what they were. It's more common now, but still only about 4% of IRAs are self-directed. So it's an industry with a lot of room for growth.
Yeah. So for some people in our audience who aren't really familiar with the difference between an IRA and a self-directed IRA, can you give us a high level description between the two?
Sure. Well, I think we all know what an IRA is. It's an individual retirement arrangement, IRA. And it's a way for individuals to save for their retirement, just like a company can have a 401k or a 403b or a 457. That's a company plan. Well, the IRA was designed in 1975 to be something like that, except for just the individual to do it themselves. And as the years have gone by the amount you can contribute to those accounts has increased. But it's been a way for all these years to save for your own retirement and take the bull by the horns. But since day one, when the IRS created these accounts, they said you can invest in anything except life insurance contracts and collectibles. They didn't say, hey, here's an IRA, now go invest it in the stock market. That was never said. What was said is anything except two things, life insurance contracts and collectibles. So that's when it started. And now, boy, I mean, investors and capital raisers, people who are maybe they've got projects and they're looking for capital to finish a project. Self-directed IRAs, it's a real grassroots way to raise capital, not just to save for your own retirement. That's one thing. But if you're raising capital for your own deals, it's another great source of capital for deals.
So, just a regular person could devote the money in their IRA to a project like that?
Yes. Sometimes you have to be an accredited investor to invest in some projects. If they are an SEC kind of asset, like we call it, like a Reg A, Reg B, Reg C, Reg D, kind of investment, a syndication, where you have to be an accredited investor, meaning you have a net worth, a certain net worth and a certain income to qualify. But if you qualify as an accredited investor, more doors are open to you.
Wow.
But really the only requirement to have an IRA, it's kind of the fog of mirror test, that as long as you have active income from a job, you can contribute to an IRA. But if you're going to self-direct, it's probably because you've worked at a couple companies and you've rolled that money over into a self-directed IRA so that there's enough money there to actually do something. Like, for example, be a private lender and lend money to other people. Or maybe you want to invest. Today, you can invest in cryptocurrency, which wasn't here 50 years ago, right? You could invest in precious metals. You could invest in, be the bank and, lend money, of course, buy an actual house. And the IRA buys the house. You don't personally own it. You have to stay arm's length. The tenants move in and they pay your IRA the rent. That can happen too.
Oh, wow.
So just a lot of uses for this capital.
Now, can a person roll an old 401k into an IRA?
100%. Yes, that's what most of our account holders do. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Sounds like there's a lot of opportunity that is untapped for the average person.
It's so true. We all think that we have to invest in mutual funds, but we just don't. And we haven't ever really had to for the last 50 years. Yeah.
So what investments that people put their IRA money into give a better return than the average, like mutual fund or something?
It's hard to say. Each asset, these are alternative assets and each one is pretty unique. I'll tell you one thing I did.
Yeah.
I have a Roth IRA.
Okay.
And so I invested in a REIT, which is a real estate investment trust. And it's a great asset for an IRA because it's passive. And again, when you're investing your IRA money, you need to stay arm's length away. It's very important because there are rules to understand. So just to say REITs can be really good, but like any asset, you have to do your due diligence, understand who is the asset sponsor, have they ever been incarcerated or, you just do a Google search on these people. And so a REIT is more just the structure of the deal, but what's the underlying asset? So in my case, this REIT, which is the structure for how it was formed, is invested in assisted living and senior living facilities. Now, given the fact that we've been in a silver tsunami for some time.
Oh, yeah.
It was a really lucrative investment. It finally, after 10 years, paid off and I almost doubled my money. It was incredible. But these things, each investment is unique to itself. So the first step of self-directing is understanding the asset, the alternative asset you want to invest in, because there's no one there like some financial advisor telling you what to do.
Yeah.
You are the financial advisor. You are the one doing the homework and making the decisions.
So how do people get started with their first investment?
Right. I think by educating yourself and listening to podcasts like this one and learning about real estate. Our assets. I love real estate. It's the best. There's so many great things about it. And I should say that when you invest in real estate personally, you get all these awesome tax benefits. If you use an IRA to invest in real estate, the tax benefit you get is that the proceeds can be tax deferred until you pull the money out, or tax-free for life if it's in a Roth IRA. So that's the benefit you get. You don't get So just understand that there are two worlds. Like there's the personal world of your own cash, and there's the qualified fund world of your IRA, your retirement money. And these are two different bubbles of money.
What would you say are the most important things for a person venturing in this direction to be aware of as a newcomer?
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm going to go to due diligence. It's just because because of course your retirement dollars are really precious, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
You've got a cap. You can only put so much in. Like today, a traditional IRA has a cap of $7,000 if you're under 50, 8,000 if you're over 50. And those are precious dollars, hard to put away. It takes a while to build it up.
Mhm.
And you don't want to just pull the trigger on any asset. And so you understand that risk comes with investing and understand that happens, but just, find something that you feel super comfortable with. And after you've done your due diligence and all your homework, then you can self-direct and, you can do it at any point, but there's really 3 steps to open an account. Like we have a digital form on our website. You can open an account just 10 minutes, it's no problem. Then you fund the account by rolling over a previous employer plan, right? Or transferring an IRA or contributing. Okay. That's how you get the money in there.
Okay.
And then you invest. So you give us the supporting docs, the contract, like the offer to purchase, or if it's a loan, the note. And if it's a secured loan, we need the security instrument. You give us the documents that pertain to that asset. If you invest in precious metals, it would be an invoice from the metals dealer, for example. But you give us the documentation, we review it, not to say if it's a good or bad investment, but just to say if it's an asset that we're willing to custody.
Mhm.
And we are going to be looking for what we call prohibited transactions. We could go deep on that, but if we see a prohibited transaction, we're going to point it out to you. But you also need to understand what these are before you jump in.
Sure.
We're here to, we'll always jump on a free consultation call with you at any time to talk to you so that you really, really get this. But you open, you fund, you invest, you give us your docs, then we, fund the investment, and then all the proceeds from that asset don't go to you personally, they go to your IRA. And then your IRA grows and grows, and then it's another bucket of cash for you in your retirement.
Okay. And then I believe it sounds like this is something that people probably want to review first before they decide to jump or not.
Oh, yeah.
Did you mention you have a book out there that can help people get started?
Yes, I'll show it again. This is the BiggerPockets Guide to Self-Directed IRA Investing. I published this together with BiggerPockets this year.
Mhm.
And it's a guidebook, and that's what it is. It's so handy because if what about this? And you can just look in the glossary and find it. Oh, that's how you do that. You can call us, you can email us, you can look in the book, and it's a quick read. It's just a little over 200 pages. It's not overdone. It's pretty, succinct in how to self-direct.
Okay. And we can get that on your website?
Well, you can get it on Barnes & Noble. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on biggerpockets.com/SDIRA, Self-Directed IRA, SDIRA. It's available there. And so we've had really good luck. It's these books are flying off the shelf. In fact, if you could see my office, you'd see the shelves that I have the books on. And so we're it's been super great to publish this and share this information because still so many people don't know.
Yeah. And is it on Audible as well?
No, not yet. I got to tell you, I used to be a radio announcer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you've done it twice.
And I thought, well, wouldn't it be perfect to narrate my own book? But we haven't gotten there yet.
Okay. Well, yeah, I love Audible, but I would, of course, want to just purchase that hard copy of your book as well.
Yeah. Well, today, this podcast is Audible. How about that?
Oh, there you go. So, so the next steps for someone who's interested and, maybe they're not so pleased with the performance of their 401k and they want to take the bull by the horns and be a more active investor. The first step should be to go to your website and maybe order the book.
Well, I mean, really, we have to step back there because to answer the question that you asked, if somebody has a 401k with their employer and they're not pleased with it doesn't mean you can move it into an IRA.
Okay.
Because you can't necessarily move an employer plan. And it's good to know that, before you start making all these plans. I mean, it's so great that you asked that question because what you can do is go to the plan manager for that company's plan and say, hey, do I qualify for an in-service transfer? I'm working here, I'm in service. Can I move the money into an IRA? And they'll tell you yes or no, or if there are conditions. But typically you have to leave the service of an employer before you can move an employer plan. So that was a perfect question to ask because it's a common misunderstanding.
Yeah. But is it true that if you have left the employer, you should be free to move it?
100%. Yes. Yes.
Oh.
It's your money. Yeah.
Great.
And then you decide, like, a lot of people like to diversify and not have all their eggs in one basket.
Mhm.
And so self-directed IRAs let you diversify into so many different asset classes.
Yeah. And then the next step after that would be to contact your company and you
Mhm.
can help them out to make it all happen.
Oh, absolutely. We've been doing this again, 16 years, and we've helped thousands and thousands of people self-direct. We have like over 1.2 billion under management, and we helped a lot of people. Yeah, it's very exciting because I think as a country, I don't think Americans as a general class of people are not prepared to retire fully. So everything that we do to save for our future self, I mean, it's hard enough living today, right? I get it. And, we live in California, and so it's not free to live here. So, but every dollar you can set away for your future self, it's like, that's why you go to the gym, because it's good for you, not because you always feel good at the gym. And it doesn't always feel good when you put away money for the future, but you're doing the best thing for yourself. So just think of it as going to the financial gym when you contribute to an account.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, we're going to share all of your contact information so our viewers or our listeners can get a hold of your book as well as connect with you on taking the next steps.
Awesome.
And I'd love to thank you for joining today and sharing your story. And to those of you listening out there, if you love this conversation, you want more insider looks at the people who are shaping Los Angeles, please hit subscribe, leave a review. It helps out the channel. And until next time, this is Jason. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the LA Insider. I hope today's conversation gave you a deeper look into the people and neighborhoods that make Los Angeles so dynamic. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who loves LA just as much as you do. I'm Jason, and I'll be back next week with another inspiring guest and more stories from the heart of the city. Until then, stay curious, stay connected, and keep exploring LA.